Small cap stocks continue to be a source of pain for investors just when a lot of people start to become comfortable with the idea of things like the Russell 2000 starting to perform. The Russell essentially ended up peaking just after Thanksgiving and then drew down about 10% for the remainder of 2024 at that point. Question, of course, is, what are the levels? Where would you potentially see momentum begin to pick up? I mean, at this point, we have to not only consider small caps in terms of the lack of performance and inability to get in terms of the Russell at least above 243 or so, 240, the low 240s as far as the IWM ETF is concerned. That's just the level that we've had resistance at since 2021. We've still failed to get above. It's really the relative weakness here, or lack of relative strength that is what we need, what I at least am watching. And so, lines typically tend to draw themselves. And so if we're a little bit more lenient with our line drawing here, we will see that we essentially continue to fail at these levels here. So we really need to see the relative strength here pick up, i.e. less relative weakness that we've seen now. It's almost, it's completely just awful underperformance, I guess, is the only way to really put it. I'm trying to find my words here. So at the very least, we need to start making higher highs in terms of the relative weakness, and it's just not happening, at least not yet. So I would watch the ratio of small caps versus the S&P 500, see the IWM divided by the SPY if you're tracking ETFs. And so that's what I'm watching. So I need to start to see a higher high. So basically, at least we need to get above where the Russell was in terms of its relative strength, or i.e. better relative weakness, either in November, as I just mentioned, or even preferably last summer. So in terms of absolute levels, pretty much we need to see the Russell get back to really begin to break out. And, yes, that's a few percent from here, but, trying to capture before may just lead to another false rally. So again, it's the relative weakness here that to me is going to be the higher probability tell when it's time to buy small caps. Again, we need to get above the relative strength lows, highs I see of earlier in let's at least say the fourth quarter of 2000.